That shit look crazy and just like that.
I know, that's why.
You was looking up scenes and shit before?
Yeah. Welcome, everyone, to The Good.
The Bad.
Is it live?
Yeah.
No, really?
Yeah.
Oh, in the what?
Huh?
Motherfucker ugly.
The ugly motherfucking truth, right?
What the music at? Like,
I don't have a theme. Oh, yeah, the Kanye shit. I forgot about the Kanye shit.
Like, yo, what the fuck? Yeah, you just ruined my whole feel. I was a vibe to the intro.
Oh, man.
Oh, well.
I'll get it right next time. I'm sorry, man.
Happens.
I was
the main screen right there.
No, I'm gonna switch it up.
Cool.
I'm gonna change it up throughout the movie. Come on, man. Like, we just got done seeing Motherless Brooklyn, the greatest film of 2019.
It is.
It kind of looks like you on the left without the beard.
Oh, Bruce Willis? Thanks. Oh, yeah.
No.
That's
On the
Bruce
left.
Willis? No,
Oh,
I said on the left.
Oh, Edward
Edward
Norton.
Norton.
Edward Norton?
That
Really?
hardly looks like Bruce Willis, too, though.
Nah.
It's more like David Tennant than these guys.
Nobody knows who Dave Tim is.
What are the other
I
pictures
do.
at?
My sister was a big fan.
Not Dave Tim. You don't look like Stalker Dave. It'd just be weird.
The movie is about gentrification. Gentrification.
And what, the 1940s?
No, it's a little bit after the 40s because the dude, the dude who said, he's like, oh, I used to jam with what's his face back in the 40s, or he used to jam with us back in the 40s.
So it's either 50s or early 60s, but probably
Nah, not 60s. Gotta be 50s. That looked a little bit too old. They riding Bel Airs and shit.
Yeah, so it's 50s definitely.
Yeah. Well, yeah, Motherless Brooklyn. Good ass fucking movie. Full of humor. Edward Norton.
They had an all-star cast.
Yeah, it was really
Edward Norton, Bruce Willis, Willem Dafoe, the one dude from the Wire, and the one show about Prohibition. With
What show about?
there was a show on HBO or Showtime about Prohibition with who's that one weird looking motherfucker? Buscemi. Steve Buscemi was the main dude in it.
Oh yeah.
Oh shit! Oh, they were
Steve
bootleggers?
Buscemi.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've heard about that.
Yeah, this was like one of those old timey films though. Like, I like that shit. It's cool to see motherfuckers riding Bel Airs and got shoulder pads, trench coats and shit, and fedoras on and shit. Oh, pop! There you go, man.
This episode sponsored by Culver's.
Face ass.
Put the bag on camera though.
Culver's in the highlight.
Everything's sponsored by Highlight or Coors Banquet.
But yeah, man. I like old films, old shit that actually like take you to a place in time. You know what I mean? Actually explain some part of history, what was going on.
Everything looked real nice, dude. Penn Station looked nice.
Yeah, that was really good. That was really well done.
All the roads and bridges and shit and the tollways and stuff.
Especially when they put it together like that.
Oh man, that shit looked beautiful.
And whatnot didn't really change too much. They just made them look, easier for the purposes of the movie, like to turn them into slums. Like,
remember that hotel we stayed at in Chicago? How it was not like the lobby and shit looked real nice, but then the room still looked exactly the same as
they used to in the fucking 40s. It was like they did a really good job.
Yeah, the depiction of the Harlem Renaissance and shit, like I don't think it was the actual Harlem Renaissance, but just showing like the culture there and shit like that, with jazz and everything, juke joints and shit.
Dude, the jazz was fucking popping, man.
Yeah, that was awesome.
The jazz was fucking killer, man. It made me want to go to an old school jazz club.
It really did.
All right, I'm gonna break the rules of this shit for 1 second though. It's fucked up. Bruce Willis died in like 5 minutes of the movie though. That's fucked up.
Yeah.
I'm breaking the rules and telling the movie, but that's all I'm gonna give out.
Where you can tell spoilers?
No, that's all I'm gonna give out though. That's all. You're not really supposed to tell the movie.
Yeah, you
talk
can
about it.
It's 5 minutes in.
Especially when you see Bruce Willis on the cover of the motherfucker, you think he's gonna be like throughout the movie. Got like
which he does.
Bruce Willis.
Yeah, Bruce Willis. You know what I mean?
He plays a very pivotal role, but it's just like it's not his character, but the shit that his character did.
Yeah, definitely.
You know what I mean? They did a good job on that. Like it harkens back to when they used to do shit like that. So they didn't explain everything that he was doing.
But also that very beginning showcased Edward Norton's fucking true abilities of being able to remember shit and listen and do all this stuff. And then there's the very beginning has some exposition about this condition that he has, where it's basically what's it called? It starts with a T.
Rayman.
Tourette's. It's basically Tourette's because he just fucking just yells out random shit.
Yes, Tourette's, and then he also has an eidetic memory. I think.
I thought it was called OCD and shit. I mean,
Well, yeah, he needs to have everything in order. He's probably got a bunch of different shit wrong with him, but the main one was Tourette's.
Makes him call out.
And he says fucking weed and fucking gum is the only thing that really calms him down.
Well, an old girl too.
No, because that's some shit that his mom used to do, like rub the back of his neck, and she was doing that at the jazz club.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I missed that part.
I didn't know that at all. But
he said that when he was kicking in his hotel room. He's like, man, when I was a boy, before I was at the orphanage, like my mom used to like rub the back of my neck, and we traveled the world, or we talking about traveling the world and shit.
No, I missed that part.
I was like in the middle of the movie.
I like the fact they got the Green Goblin in this motherfucker.
There he is, right there.
Dude, he plays such a wild character though.
Him and Edward Norton at each other's necks the whole fucking movie.
He played like a good
dinner.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's like, can I buy you a coffee? He's like, we don't buy coffee in Harlem because that means sex. You can buy me a goddamn dinner though.
Yeah.
I already know.
Watch Luke Cage.
I love Harlem, man. 103rd and Lennox, man.
103rd and Lennox. Is that the same
Dipset?
Oh,
It might be. I don't know. I ain't from New York.
Oh yeah, we got two special guests with us, Mary and Alex and Aries.
Ooh. I'm just having to applaud. Like,
Is this the weird version?
No, this is a new one called The Good, the Bad, the Ugly Motherfucking Truth.
Oh, you have a new one?
Yeah. That's the only way T will come over.
yeah.
Because he's special like that.
Oh, wow. It's fucked up.
I mean, you're the one that made the rules, bro.
Nah.
So like Edward Norton has to pretend to be a reporter to fucking start following everybody around in this movie. He steals that dude's card off his hat during the committee hearing.
Yep. He was real lucky with that.
Oh, yeah.
Still with what? What? Hold on, wait. What?
That first committee meeting?
You know the committee hearing where you get introduced to Alec Baldwin's character?
Yeah.
Like,
Alec Baldwin's a shit.
Like,
he can play the fuck out of that like Trump style like shit. Like even on SNL and shit. Like
dude, yeah, like towards the end, like when him and Edward Norton were having that final conversation, I was like, this is a Trump ass motherfucker, man.
Yeah. It's about power.
Once you have power, you can do whatever the fuck you want. I didn't rape no bitch. Grab her by the pussy.
About power.
That's basically what he says. Like, color girl on the fucking towels. That motherfucking color girl on the motherfucking towels.
That sound crazy.
Ain't nobody gonna do say shit about it. Like until now.
I bet all these white actors love coming into these movies, like getting to say colored girl and Negro and all this fucking. Like, they just love it, dude. I get to say this. It's in the script. Okay,
go ahead. You know, Alec Baldwin got caught for some shit like that, like threatening his daughter or some shit over a voice message or some shit like that.
Doesn't surprise me.
I thought that was Mel Gibson.
Well, I mean, Mel Gibson did too.
He said some anti-Semitic shit.
Yeah, he said somebody's gonna attack my pack of Negroes. Just fucked up. I didn't know he running packs like that. Like he said, it's a pack of Negroes. What the fuck? Mel Gibson has a trip. And I didn't like The Passions of Christ.
I never saw that movie.
Anyway, though.
So this poster makes a lot more sense now because it talks about the bridges and all that.
And it looked like the Brooklyn Bridge, right? That was
I built that motherfucker.
Right.
There's only 2 bridges before I was around. This one you had to walk through feces to get to it.
Right, and that's why I like to point out, as far as the thing I like in it, like it showed like a time in history, like how those bridges got there, the Queens Bridge, the Brooklyn Bridge, and all that. Like, how it explained all that shit and how it got about.
Yeah, it didn't show them being constructed. It was just like, nah, I'm building all this shit. Like, no one's gonna stop me from building.
But it gave you real history though. You know, how those things came about.
It did.
I'm not sure if the person he said was really the person that.
It felt like one of this old school fucking black and white detective movies too. Like the whole time.
It wasn't a horror film. It wasn't hard boiled, but it was a noir film.
Yeah,
definitely was.
It really
Humphrey
felt
Bogart type shit.
It really felt like it was filmed back then, dude.
Yeah.
They had the dialogue right, the
Yeah.
accents right,
Yeah.
dude.
Yeah.
Like everybody was just with it, man.
Well, I mean, Edward Norton wasn't calling any of the ladies a dame or anything like that.
You called him a gym shoe.
You call him a gumshoe, yeah.
Yeah. Gym shoe.
Gumshoe.
Mm.
Gumshoe, just in it for the money.
Yep. Yeah, man. That was really good.
Yeah, though, man. As far as the bad shit, I gotta point out, Bruce Willis died in 5 minutes. Like, damn, how the fuck you killed Yippee-ki-yay, motherfucker? Like, that's fucked up. Bruce
Was
Willis.
he still in the movie in like flashbacks and stuff?
Yeah, they just
Yeah.
kept repeating the same part.
That makes
The same 5 minutes.
They kept on repeating, like, because Edward Norton would have flashbacks trying to piece shit together because they're all detectives or like private investigators.
But Edward Norton was the only real private investigator.
Well, the Crony was, but they only showed Crony in like the beginning of the movie because he was the fucking cool dude too. Then it was like Tony and the other guy.
Yeah. He was supposed to be like the muscle or the
no,
officer.
Crony,
He's like, I don't want to ever see you with a gun.
Well, Crony,
He's like, you should give me a case.
Dude sent Crony on a mission to like get this dude, like take pictures of him and shit.
No, that's
Crony
the other guy because there was a whole other guy that we only saw in the beginning. The one who was driving that couldn't pay attention.
Oh yeah, yeah.
That wasn't the same dude that he sent to Harlem to take pictures.
Oh yeah, no, he got his ass.
That was the other guy. That
he was like, you know what?
Name.
I got a wife. I don't want any part of this.
Yeah, dude that got his ass whooped.
I'm good.
Came back along.
Which was understandable. Like,
yeah. He's like, I'm okay. I took my ass whooping. I got you some information.
I got your pictures. Here you go, man. Fine.
So
no more ass whoopings in Harlem. Like,
the only things I will point out though that are like, you could tell right away is that the dude, I can't remember his name. Tony. You could tell that he was fucking Bruce Willis's wife.
Oh, right away.
Right away. And that he was also going to be shady as fuck and go behind Edward Norton's back instead of having his back, really.
He played a good role, though.
He played a good role. He played it.
It was like it was fit for it. Like,
he just let Edward Norton get his ass beat in that alley.
Yeah, he was straight up his ass beat and fucking. Yeah.
Another thing I like to point out, it seems like every movie that's like that depicting New York within that time frame, somebody eventually always get their ass beat up in the alleyway.
Yeah.
You notice that?
Yeah, that's what you did it, man.
Yeah, that's what you did it back in the 50s.
Nothing was lit up back then, man.
If it started on the street, you take it to the alley, like, regardless of where it goes to the alley. If it started in the park on the basketball court, you take it all the way to the alley. Like,
To the alley.
yeah, you know what I mean? That's the only bad thing I can say about it was Bruce Willis fucking dying in the first 5 minutes. But everybody
that
played
in the Joker movie, dude, and that wasn't even too old timey. That was like 70s, 80s.
Yeah, 70s, 80s.
But fucking Joker, fucking these people take Joker's fucking sign, and then he's running after him like, that's good, man, I need that for work, and then they fucking beat his ass in the alley.
Over his head. Yeah,
that's like a New York tradition. You get your ass beat in the alley. It's terrible. It's like a battleground in the alleyway.
It is.
Mary.
So.
But yeah, so the ugly motherfucking truth. The ugly motherfucking truth is, well, shit. Basically, the movie was about gentrification in the 50s, 40s,
something. There was all sorts of
40s,
committee meetings and protests.
And it showed the ugly side, or at least the portrayal from the view of the people in power, or how they looked at the people, the regular everyday people, and the union workers and everything else.
Yeah.
It showed
how they live their lives and shit like that.
It showed a pretty accurate picture of both sides of what happens during gentrification, dude.
Yeah.
It shows how the community is going to react to it, and it shows the rich people not really giving a fuck.
They ain't really show too much of the working class. Like,
they didn't show too much of the working class.
Nah, like as far as like how they view shit.
It was fine. Like, you still got the gist. Like, they brought up how he's doing this because they're just black, and it turned out like, nah,
that's gonna come with it. It's a movie in the 1950s and 40s. Like, you know,
they're like, nah, he doesn't really care about anybody. It's not just that they're black or Hispanic. Like, he literally gives a fuck about nobody. He just wants to build his shit, and so all that other shit like kind of fell to the wayside when she actually understood.
And the fact that he had an illegitimate black daughter.
Yeah, he had an illegitimate black daughter.
And then had his brother fucking forge the signatures and whatever.
Nah,
like,
his brother forged a signature on his own.
Yeah,
And
okay.
that's why he was all pissed. Like, what the fuck, bro? Like, why'd you do that shit? Nah, I gotta destroy you now. You know what I'm saying? Never
Now you're gonna be begging for biscuits and shit.
Begging for biscuits. Oh, yeah.
Still getting at high end parties, but you just gotta be the bum of
Yeah.
Because for some reason he was still in Carnegie Hall, and like you see how motherfuckers got checked in and shit like that.
Yeah.
Like, Edward Norton even had the I'm with the
press.
And
Yeah.
But then you got this motherfucker stealing biscuits off of trays and shit.
Yeah.
How the fuck you even get in? Like,
all he wanted to do was change the whole power grid of New York.
So neither of you saw you. So you didn't see how he got the press pass and was pretending to be this dude.
Nah, I didn't see it.
Oh,
I didn't see how he got the press pass. I thought he was just saying
he took it
like,
right off dude's hat during the
first
fucking committee hearing. And then he did, like,
I didn't see that shit.
Nah, he was like, oh yeah.
That's why at the end of the movie, when he dropped off the thing, he's like, "Thanks for the press pass," you know, like here you
the whole
go.
movie he was saying he was
Jake, whatever, when he was really Lionel, fucking whatever.
Time,
Yeah. And if you
Bailey Blue Balls.
If you pay attention to Alex Baldwin's part around towards the end, I'm not sure exactly what time within the end, but he explains how Central Park, New York, when he talks about why he made so many parks and everything, he talks about Central Park, New York in a brief second, not really, in detail, but in somewhat detail. If you ever hear about the story of Seneca Village, he pretty much explains that in a nutshell. When he's talking about the fucking moving out squatters and poor people and shit like that, but how Central Park was an actual village at one point in time. Yeah.
Okay.
Damn.
They did. I don't know if y'all missed that part.
I know. I remember talking about that. He whispered. He's talking about Seneca fucking Park, whatever.
Yeah. He's talking about somebody that I thank that guy every day for doing that shit. You know what I'm saying? Like some shit. I don't know.
His predecessor.
Yeah.
Not his dad, but like someone that he respected that was doing the same shit that he did.
Right, I did it before him. Right. And it's sort of fucked up because it's like I said, it's like a Trump character. If you think about all the shit Trump was doing in New York, it's almost like the same shit. You know what I'm saying? Like,
exactly.
It's damn near.
I don't know if it was the same thing.
No, really. It's just, different
Trump
time
built
frames.
hotels, but this dude built all of New York essentially. He
didn't build all of New York. He was moving all of New York around.
He moved all around
parks and bridges and shit, like making more
parks, bridges, housing, all sorts of shit. And that was why he went up to the mayor and was like, "You're gonna fucking sign this because I say you're gonna fucking sign it."
Dude,
he can get that permission.
That was crazy when old girl said. That was crazy when old girl said. She was like, "You know how we could get to the closest parks by bus? You know how high they made the bridges? 1 foot lower than the buses need for clearance."
Yeah, right. Showing the whole ruling finesse game. Bending the rules to finesse the masses. But Trump did the same shit. I don't know if you ever know about that old article or whatever. When he was buying up property in certain areas or whatever, but then he wouldn't rent to Black and Latinos and shit like that. That's basically the same shit. And then he's in New York, and then Trump is in New York doing the shit. I'm just saying similarities and shit. I
feel like a lot of people do that shit though.
Yeah.
Their own property. Unless there's some.
Yeah.
They just don't give a fuck.
But I'm just pointing out two specific people as far as that character being displayed on screen, and then one that's being displayed in real life on screen.
They're both playing really good characters.
Yeah, it was fortunately one of them's real. That's unfortunate.
He's playing the character.
One of them's president of the nation.
He's playing the character. He's still not getting the real Trump.
No, you're not gonna get the real Trump. But then again, we don't know if that's the real Trump or not. Shit.
You're right. We don't know.
We don't really know if that's real
Back
Trump
to the movie.
What's that guy's name that they said died? He didn't kill himself. You gotta put that.
Epstein.
Epstein didn't kill himself.
Don't let any of this distract you from the fact that Epstein didn't kill himself.
He did not kill himself.
It's not what
I repeat, he did not kill himself.
Either just Sandy Bland.
No.
Hillary began all sorts of people murdered.
And we know what happened in Benghazi.
What?
We don't, but
we don't.
What happened to Ozzy?
No, Benghazi.
Oh, Benghazi. Okay.
We know what happened to Ozzy too. We know what you did, Post Malone.
Oh wow.
Oh
wow.
Now we're really off the rails. We got to Ozzy Osbourne. Ship has sailed.
I really like that dude. I hope they show him in these pictures that plays fucking Dude with the scar on his face. That's a real scar on his face.
That's a real scar. He was really smooth, the trumpet player.
His name is like Michael Edgar, Michael J, or some shit.
He's good in everything he's in,
He
man.
was really smooth.
He play a lot of roles in like
He's in the he's my favorite
around
character
the
in The
DMV
Wire.
and New York area and shit like that.
He plays my
Like,
favorite
anything
character in The
depicting
Wire
around-
and that one about Prohibition.
about Prohibition. He's
He
in
was
one about
Omar.
Prohibition.
Yeah. He was Omar.
He's Omar in The Wire, then he's a Chalky White in the fucking one about
See,
Prohibition.
now I gotta
He's
check
also-
on this shit
yeah.
about Prohibition. That sounds like some good shit. Okay, you know the movie Life with Eddie Murphy and Martin Lawrence, and they was talking and they, talking about take base in Prohibition and shit. They transporting liquor. Did you not know that fucking Rick James was Spanky, the dude that they was buying transporting illegal liquor for?
No.
Yeah, that was Rick James. If you go back and watch it, it's Rick James.
Okay.
Yeah, it's crazy. That's Rick James though. And then who
Miss
is this lady
Howard's-
depicting right here?
Miss Howard's.
There's
She
some
was
shit
in
you
the
have to go, like,
discrimination fucking thing.
She was cool.
She was cool.
She was a cool old lady.
She was.
I wonder if she was an actual figure though that they were trying to depict
I think so.
all
I'm
that
pretty
time
sure.
or something. Yeah,
She probably was, because she was working for like people that were getting moved out of their
Right.
homes and shit. And then they weren't getting, when they were getting moved out of their homes, they were being placed in suitable housing. Is what the whole thing was.
No, they
A lot
were.
of them were. Black,
They weren't. That's what
Latino.
she was arguing.
And that's
about.
what she was arguing about.
Yeah,
Her whole
they
thing was like
weren't.
they're being discriminated against and shit like that.
That's it.
And the Miss Girl worked for her and shit, but she was also had ties to the
Alex Baldwin character, the Trump. Like
I'm saying, like she had ties to all of the major players in the story,
Yeah.
but she did not know that she had that tie. You know what I
blood
mean?
ties.
She had blood ties. Yes.
Blood ties.
In fact, this guy right here,
Yeah, he's a bitch.
he's shady throughout the whole thing, really.
He always played a good role though. I mean, fucking.
He's not like, how long have you been fucking dude's wife?
You can immediately tell though from
Yeah.
like, the
Yeah.
initial
yeah.
scene, like
Yeah,
when
that
they
first
in the
scene when
same
she
room,
came
like,
in.
you can see it already.
The way that they talked, and then she was like, "He's in charge now."
Yeah, and just
Oh.
passed him on.
I wish she was in
Okay.
more of the movie because I like her as an actress too.
Yeah, she's
like
a
in
good
everything
actress.
she's in.
She is.
She's in
But
like
she was
This
like,
Is
I don't give a
40
fuck.
and fucking.
I don't give a fuck about
She's
it.
usually in all those funny movies.
You can tell Edward Norton just cut all his homies a check. Like, man, do this movie with me. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, yeah.
Hey, you all love the city just like I love the city. Let's just do this one for the one time. Type
Yeah.
thing. And I got a check for y'all.
Edward Norton loves doing New York movies.
He do, don't he?
Yeah.
He do a lot of city movies. And
Yeah.
shit. Hell yeah. I
Yeah.
fuck with Edward Norton. I only
Found
know
out
about
that he
like
actually
Fight
liked
Club.
doing the Hulk movies, and he loved the Hulk and shit.
I don't. Yeah,
He
really?
wanted to do more.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know about that.
Yeah.
He
was
was.
fucked up
Was he
about
the first Hulk? I mean, not the first Hulk, but the first
No.
new Hulk.
Yeah, the first new one, the one that like
Yeah.
after the Iron Man movie.
Yeah, he was the
Yeah,
first
yeah,
new
yeah.
Hulk.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hey, I get. Yeah, he was the first new Hulk. That motherfucker been acting for a long time.
Dude, your dad still has one of my movies of his 25th Hour.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I gotta bring him up on charges.
Yeah.
He still got Brandon held up on charges about a porno that he lended him out to him. That
Okay.
still heard
Now
about
the
that
internet
porno.
knows all about that, Brandon.
I mean, hey man, this is the good, bad, the ugly motherfucking truth. I mean, that was the ugly motherfucking truth.
That's the ugly
You know what I'm saying?
motherfucking
Like, what you want me to say?
Your dad's not gonna give that up.
Nah, he don't watch the internet no way, so hey, whatever.
Or Brandon's not gonna give. Is Brandon has it from your dad?
Brandon Bell, yeah.
Brandon Bell. Oh, you're not
Yeah.
getting that.
He said, "Oh, no,
He
you're
lives
not
in,
getting
Yeah,
he lives in
is.
Toledo now.
Yeah.
He's not
Yeah, I
he ain't
know.
getting that shit back.
I mean, that's like
Toledo.
over 10 years old. I mean, that's over 10 years old.
This is like over 10 years, I
Yeah.
think.
Yeah.
No, it's right around then because I moved back like 10 years ago. So like, yeah.
It was even before that.
Yeah.
It was like before you even left.
Yeah.
Like, that's how long ago it was.
Yeah.
That's long ass time. Yeah.
His character was like really well done. Like he didn't go too hard with the Tourette's, I don't think.
As soon as Edward Norton
Oh,
leaned
he
down,
went
when he
real
was in the
hard.
cab and he leaned down and he stuffed the hat down, I was like, "Oh yeah, dude, check that hat."
He was,
And then
Yeah.
and then he had the hat flashback, and
Yeah.
then boom, I was out like, "Yeah, he did say something about a hat earlier."
Yeah, he's like, "No, get my fucking hat, you moron."
I'm talking about like the Rayman moment.
yeah.
Yeah, he had his epiphany.
Yeah.
But the big dude was like, "Oh, just leave the hat." Dude, Bruce Willis was like, "No, get my fucking hat. I don't care if I'm bleeding. We're in fucking Queens, man. Fuck Queens. They shot me with my own gun."
He's all like, "I'm keeping the hat.
Yeah,
That's
give
crazy.
me my shit.
I'm keeping the hat and the gun."
He wore that hat the whole movie, and it was only at the end, obviously, of course.
Man, when
checked the hat.
When he walked out of his own place, or when he walked out of old girl's place, and they took his fucking fop and threw him in
They took his
the
fop, like, oh, they took professionals this time. Shit. All right, just be gentle. Fuck, man.
Damn.
Threw him in the car and shit.
Yeah.
Ah, it's my cousin.
And took the fop from him. Like, come on, man. There's no need for all that.
That was awful.
And that's when he finally met the big bad guy, and fucking they were like, "Oh, how about you come work for us now?"
We should rate this
That was a
movie.
classic.
What do you give it out of 5 stars?
Oh, I do this a 5 out of 5.
Yeah, you got a 5 out of 5. What about you, John?
Yeah, 5
5 out of 5. I definitely give it a 5. Shout out to Harlem, man. You know what I'm saying? 131st and Lennox, Dipset, Killer Cam, Freaky Zeke.
Shout out to just Eddie Norton there for writing and directing the film.
Yeah,
basing it off of some guy's book. I forgot who.
Yeah, it was a novel.
Lee-
Something Leeham.
Hey, look it up right now.
Yeah, go ahead and look it up.
Shit.
Or you look it up on your phone.
Go ahead and look it up. For the viewers that do read, y'all can check that out.
Production company sued over death.
What? Damn.
Let's check out this article,
Okay,
truthers.
y'all. Now we surfing some shit real quick.
The state of a firefighter who died after the
Motherless,
battle
Brooklyn.
of fire during the filming of the upcoming Edward Norton film Mother Brooklyn has filed suit against Norton's production company, Class 5, according to the court papers obtained by The Wrap.
Edward
What?
Norton, he got sued because somebody died during the production of the movie. It's crazy.
Building where filming took place, Class 5
Did
is
the
a
building
resident.
go on fire? It wasn't a fire in the building. In the movie.
No.
It wasn't any like explosions and shit in the movie.
No.
A 27-year-old New York City firefighter was critically injured in a 5-alarm fire and died later at Harlem Hospital.
Damn.
2 other responders were wounded during the incident, and according to the assistant press, 3 civilians were also injured.
God damn.
Damn. That's fucked up, man. RP to do. Motherless Brooklyn.
And then it goes down here saying Norton directed and wrote Motherless Brooklyn, which stars Bruce Willis, Willem Dafoe, and Leslie Mann.
Oh, so they all had money in on it. They all had money in on it. It looked like that too. It was a tasteful movie though, man. It was a
That
tasteful
was a
movie.
really well movie.
RP to that dude,
Sad
and man,
to hear that
fucking
that's
yeah.
what's going on. Jonathan Lethem is the author of the book Motherless Brooklyn that this movie is based on.
John, how you say his name?
That's it.
Jonathan Lethem.
Jonathan Lethem or Lethem.
Jonathan Lethem. Yeah, he looked like a New Yorker. You would definitely picture him walking somewhere. Like,
I knew Edward Norton was Motherless Brooklyn because in the beginning Frank was just calling him Brooklyn,
yeah.
and then later he's talking about how he had no mom. So it was all like, oh yeah. Then he tells the title when he's
Motherless
telling it
Brooklyn.
when he's
It's like,
talking to
oh.
his girlfriend.
Right.
All right.
Gave away the title name.
Yeah.
Fucking had the baddest bitch in Harlem too.
He did.
That's usually how it goes, man. Like, he always gets the baddest girl.
She didn't give a fuck about his Tourette's or nothing. She was.
Nah.
It's the only girl you laid with?
He's like, I had other girlfriends, but
I never slept with that.
yeah, they didn't want to stay the night though, man. Like,
Wait, you know,
They didn't stay at night. He couldn't stay at night. You know, it was a profession. It was a profession. But,
oh, that sucks.
what do you think? She was a ladies of the night, but then they don't stay the night.
There you go, Tim.
They're just
Horrible.
like fucking like crony and just like would buy like hookers and shit.
I I mean, you can't put it past the character. I mean, that was a big thing, I guess, back then. They was
Are you
just
guys
doing
still
that
going through my drawing?
I'll do a podcast with you about your drawings.
About my drawings? No,
I'll show
not
you
right now.
mine.
Can another time.
Well, yeah.
shit. I use Crayola.
I never use Crayola. That's garbage. That's garbage.
It is garbage.
I mean, you gonna fuck up one of our fucking sponsors and brands and shit. We could get money from Crayola.
No, I'd rather not.
Say fuck Crayola, that's crazy.
Yeah, you can.
I ain't gonna say that on air, man.
I'd rather I use Prismacolor.
You said what?
Prismacolor.
You said what? I
Prismacolor.
thought you said use prison colors.
Blues, grays, and wild orange.
What the fuck is prison
Only
colors?
shades you get.
Like,
Dark greens, maybe.
are you rubbing the shit out of magazines and shit to get color? Like, what the fuck are you doing? You using 2 base and shit, rubbing the fuck out of the wall, whatever the sun. What the fuck are you doing to get prison colors? Where did they come from?
Where do they come from? I think they give you Crayola in prison. And all that.
Prison colors. I've seen a fucking post of somebody in prison making like, hey, own clothing line out of fucking uniforms and shit. This motherfucker made a whole polo, all type of shit. That shit crazy as fuck.
Interesting. I mean, you got nothing but time in there. So.
Yeah,
I guess.
they gave him a sewing needle. What do you use for a sewing needle?
I think he said he used a fucking thread or toothbrush or some shit like that,
Yeah.
and then like some fucking some elastic from out of pants or some shit. When I
Oh,
read
man.
it, some shit like that. Yeah, I don't know, motherfucker MacGyver though. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
He makes some
I-
shit happen
I
out of
think-
nothing. Like,
I think I seen that same article.
yeah.
You know what? My favorite part about these old timey shows or movies or whatever, I really like the wool coats, man.
Yeah, I like
the pea coats.
I love
I
man.
love
the
the hats.
fashion.
Everybody
man.
wears
Yeah.
suits and shit. Yeah,
Everybody had
was
look.
fucking
Everybody had the coat, the leather gloves,
Yeah, yeah.
the fucking nice hat.
If you notice though,
Yeah.
Bruce Willis's did not have the shoulder pads in him. Yeah,
He
his trench coat did. His pea coat didn't have shoulder
He
pads.
didn't
The
need
rest of
them.
them had shoulder pads. In it.
Yeah.
I know he's Bruce Willis. I know.
Bruce Willis looked the same since fucking Die Hard, dude. He was like, he looks
Yeah.
the exact same.
Yeah. I know a steward in Chicago that looked just like him.
Edward Norton looking old. Look at Edward Norton looking old as fuck. Bruce Willis looking the exact same as he always has.
Edward Norton just like an aged Edward Norton.
Look at this motherfucker.
Green Goblin still look exactly the same. He looked like that younger. I seen an old ass movie of him, and
Yeah,
that motherfucker still looked like that.
he looks like that in the Spider-Man that came
Yeah.
out when like I was a freshman,
Yeah.
2001.
He's just like a naturally ugly motherfucker. You know what I mean?
There's some shit, 2001, 2002. Yeah, the first one. Yeah.
Yeah.
Were you even alive then?
Yeah, I was alive then.
Y'all dipping?
Yeah, we did.
All right, y'all. My name is T. Peace.
Jeremy.
T and Jim.
Yeah. T and Jerome.
Jim and Tim.
Jerome.
Yeah, T and Jerome.
I'm Jim now.
I'm Wiener.
And
My
Timo.
name forever.
Timo Wiener.
I'm Wiener.
Yep.
Well, our guests are leaving.
Holy shit. Please don't.
Are we
It's
closing
almost
out
about time
too?
to wrap up.
All right.
We didn't talk much about
Yeah.
Oh, that's because we don't.
We did
different.
talk.
It's not.
It's
We,
different as fuck.
yeah, it's not just.
Weird.
like,
Yeah, it's
how
not
we do it
just
on
right.
Podcast.
We just do it. We talk.
We
You know what I'm
just talk.
saying?
We did.
We talk about the movie too. But we just talk some real motherfucking shit too. You know what I'm saying?
Man, that's glad. I'm glad I looked up some of that one article, man. Found out some crazy shit.
Yeah,
man.
that was some-
Like,
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah.
That is crazy. That's like some Brandon Lee shit, but we don't know who the guy is.
Well, it was a firefighter and two other firefighters were injured.
and then 3
So it wasn't like anybody
civilians.
on the cast.
So
yeah,
six.
so,
So,
three
just
civilians
6 fucking people
Six
like got fucked up.
in this movie. They gonna make some money, but it's all depending on how much the movie makes. So everybody should go see this movie. So
I'm
they
pretty
can-
sure. I'm pretty sure that Bruce Willis and fucking Norton is gonna kick some bread down.
Yeah.
Just on GP.
Oh,
Not even like outside the court process. You know what I mean? It's like that support the troops type of shit. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? Like,
They said they were here for you to know.
yeah.
Uh-huh.
Not us. You should have told them that there was gonna be more people here. They were
What?
not expecting this.
Oh, dude,
Bigger black men.
that's fine.
All
I know it's fun.
Yeah, it's cool, man. It's cool, man. I'm used to it. I used to live with him.
Yeah.
Get away.
This was an excellent film.
It was a
Yeah,
great
everyone
film.
go see it. 5 out of 5.
5 out of 5 from everybody. T, Jerome, and Mo Wiener.
We don't say that anymore. We'll catch you. I don't know. What next time? What will we going to see next time?
I don't know. We didn't actually catch the previews for this when we showed up late. You know,
Me and you walked in right on time. Like,
Yeah,
literally.
Yeah.
We didn't see the previews last time at Terminator. So,
But we'll pick another good one.
I know something's coming out.
We'll let you know.
Yeah.
Hopefully, it's like, we'll just find something next week. I'll look them up.
Yeah.
Bye.
All right, guys.
Peace. Peace be the journey.
Peace be the